The episode starts with Dhaani coming to Viplav and sees him sadly sitting. She asks, "Why did you get angry?" Viplav says, "I am tensed as I said about marriage." He says, "I didn't mean to hurt you, but we'll have time to know marriage responsibility." Dhaani says, "I can understand," and asks him not to worry as she didn't feel bad. Viplav says true. He says he is thinking how to kick Raja out. Dhaani asks him to wait for the right time and says Raja have two weakness, one is money and other is women. Raja thinks he have slapped him today. Kanak asks what happened. Raja makes an excuse. He says, "I am sad as Dhaani gave Viplav's room to me. I have just liked his room, and she gave away her room." Kanak says she is habitual to do good things, and says she will never accept her even if Dasharath and Sushma accepts her. Raja says, "You said right, she don't deserve to be bahu of the house," and praises her destiny. He says he will change her destiny one day. Dasharath gives gift to Dhaani and looks at Viplav. Kanak thinks it seems his heart have melt down for her. Dhaani takes the gift and touches his feet. Dasharath blesses her and goes. Sushma blesses them for happy life. Dasharath is praying in the in-house temple. Viplav asks, "Did you call me Dadaji?" Dasharath asks, "Do you know why God changes avatar?" Viplav says no. Dasharath tells him that God can do anything being God, but he works with his limitations and says we should not cross the limits. Viplav asks, "What do you mean?" Dasharath asks Viplav to respect Raja as he is her brother-in-law and asks him not to fight. Viplav says God have fought with devils, and says Raja is a devil only. He says you are comparing Raja to God. Dasharath gets angry on him. Viplav says sorry. Dasharath says Raja will be here for few days, then he will leave with Shailu. Raja thinks they are planning to send me out of house. Viplav gets a call and he leaves. Raja tells Dasharath that he went to temple, but the people there didn't let him present the bhaja. He says people are unaware of Shailu's marriage with me, when I told them that I am your Jamai. Dasharath is shocked. He says he will call everyone for Mahabhaja and will declare that you are Shailu's husband. Raja thinks everybody will know now who is strongest man of Tripatha family and says it is me. Must be planning to change his surname. Viplav thinks what to do. Just then Shailu comes there to get something. Viplav stops her and asks, "Since when you know your brother?" "Since 24 years, and asks since when she knows Raja. He says, "I hope when you comes to know about the secret then it would be too late." Dasharath calls everyone and declares that he will invite all rich people of the city for the Mahabhaja, and will announce that Raja is Shailu's marriage. Shailu says it is a good idea. Dasharath asks Viplav about his suggestions. Viplav asks Dhaani to say. Kanak says Dasharatha's decision is final. Dasharath asks for Dhaani's opinion. Dhaani says you must have taken the decision wisely, and says you have accepted me when everybody used to see them as untouchables. She says we shall call poor people of Banaras and shall not exhibit the wealth which we have. Viplav says it is a good idea. Dasharath says you don't know that we give food to poor people also. Viplav says that is not Chadawa, but Uttara. He says Dhaani's idea is good and we shall make poor people eat rather than rich people. Dhaani apologizes to him. Dasharath gets up, and says he agrees with Dhaani and Viplav. He says we will invite poor people, and will give them clothes also. He says I will have to do penance and says I will just have water all day and not have anything else. He goes. Dhaani tells Viplav that Dadaji will tell about Raja during Mahabhaja. Viplav says it must be Raja's idea, but we got successful to fail him because of your idea. Dhaani gives him sindoor bottle. Viplav fills her mong and asks where is she going? To ashram? Dhaani says no and says Kanak asked her to come along with her to temple. Viplav is surprised to hear her and asks her to take care. Dhaani asks him not to worry. She comes out and asks Kanak to come. Kanak says you might be happy after winning from Dasharath. Dhaani says what is wrong in feeding poor. Kanak says it is good and says we will get more blessings if we make food at home. She asks Dhaani to make food for 1,000 people being their bahu. Dhaani is shocked. Kanak says it is easy to say, but difficult to do. She says you have became wife easily, but one needs to do much hard work to win the in-laws' heart. Dhaani touches her feet and agrees to make food for 1,000 people. She goes inside. Viplav asks her to give prasad. Kanak comes just then and goes inside. Dhaani tells Viplav, why didn't you talk to her? Viplav says he wants his mum to feel that he is upset with her. Dhaani says Kanak have given me a big responsibility to make food of 1,000 people. Viplav says I don't know why Raja have suggested Dasharath for Mahabhajay. Dhaani says let's talk to Raja. Viplav says okay.